Hey Scorpio, it's Zane. Welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the career and financial energy for the sign of Scorpio for the month of February. Scorpio, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, Scorpio, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone that is not me, that's someone impersonating me, please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. See what we have here for you. Now, if you watch my content regularly and you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. Really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. So we're going to be doing a pyramid spread here. And so let me just make sure everything's in view. A little bit different from what I'm used to doing, or what I usually do, I should say, rather. Make sure everything is in view here. And we'll put this right here, and we'll get right into it. So first things first here, what I noticed right away is you have 3 10s. So big completions in your life. 10s in the tarot represent completions. Kind of being at the end of the journey of the specific suit, and you have 3 of them of the 4 suits, and so that's definitely very big. Right away in the middle, as your overall message, you have an amazing card. You have the 10 of Cups. This is absolutely 100% a card of abundance. Even though it's in the suit of Cups, this can represent abundance in whatever form that may take for you. One of the reasons why is you can see the people here on this bench, they own the home behind them. And so this, I always like to refer to this card as real estate, or a card indicating real estate, but it doesn't always have to be about real estate. That's just one form of abundance where this card shows up as. This can also just represent good family energy. It's a big card of family. So some of you may be in a family business or working with a family member or something along those lines. That situation could be coming to a close if you do work with a family member, or there could be situations around that that are complicated, like especially like if you own the family business or something like that, there could be complications there. But that's, I think, for a little bit less of you. But really what this 10 of Cups is talking about is connecting with the feeling of having all 10 cups overflowing, which absolutely affects your financial life, your career life, all of those sorts of things. So there is true happiness available to you in this realm of career and finance at the moment. But we do have some challenges here, and we'll talk about that now. But in the past, you have the Lovers and the 10 of Swords. Okay, so the Lovers represents an important choice to make in life, or in this case, in your career, your financial situation, in whatever way that may appear. This is a card of Gemini, and with that, Gemini is the sign of duality. And you can see there are 2 people, 2 dolphins here on the card. And so it can represent the sort of the dueling nature of life, or choices, right? More than one choice available and needing to really make a big choice here at this time. With the 10 of Swords, what may be going on here is you may decide to cut something out of your life at this time. This is a big ending. The 10 of Swords represents a big ending. It's one of the many people would say that this is the most challenging card in the tarot. And the reason being is there's really no going back from the 10 of Swords. It's like a decisive ending, and it's a true ending. But the positive way to look at the 10 of Swords is it provides you with an opportunity to release yourself from what is no longer serving you. It also says when it's in the past position, you can say that the worst is behind you. Okay, and so some of you have made your choice, and it seems like you're sticking with it here. I don't think this was an easy choice to make at all, especially if you're in that storyline where there's like friends or family involved or tied into a business that you operate, own, or something like that. That could have been a very challenging decision that you've had to make. In the future, you have the Moon and the 10 of Wands. Okay, so the Moon can represent maybe some type of fear here in your life. It can say that perhaps something is not as it appears, indicating that perhaps there's an emotionally charged situation happening, and you'll want to make sure that your emotions are not getting the best of you at this time. You could be making something out to be a lot worse than it actually is when the moon's influence is here, because it's all about our emotions potentially being out of whack. And so for some of you, that could be the case. The thing is here, you do have this 10 of Wands as well, which represents potentially a burden, carrying the weight of the world on your back in some ways. However, it is a 10. It is a completion, meaning that you have crossed the finish line when you have the 10 of Wands. And through that journey here, you have gained experience and knowledge along the way. As you can see, each one of these rods or these wands here represents experience and knowledge earned and knowledge gained. So it's not all doom and gloom, but I do feel like the other thing with this moon is it really tells you to trust your gut at this time. Do what you know is true for you, and especially if you've made this decision here, okay, that you need to stick to at this time. So what else do we have? We have the 5 of Wands. Let's continue up the pyramid here. We have the 6 of Swords, the Emperor, and the Empress. Okay. So you have, this is very interesting. There is a family tie in this reading in some ways, okay? Some of you, now this is not going to be for every Scorpio, but the thing is, what you have going on here is you have this, if I can pick the card up without ruining okay, perfect, the pyramid here. You have the Emperor and the Empress, okay? This is the mother and the father archetype. And so this could be you taking over a family business, or you having involved family in some way in your financial, your career life. The other thing, though, that you can look at with these cards is this can represent a power couple, especially when put next to each other. You know, when you find them next to each other, this can absolutely represent a power couple. And I will say that these two cards here, in and of them, like on their own, are very, very good. Okay, the Emperor talks about a positive omen in business or career situations. It's big boss energy, it's authority, it's leadership, it's major success, routine, discipline, structure, but major success in business with the Emperor. And it's almost like the Emperor's like calculated, right? And they are a big achiever in their life. The Empress is the most abundant card in the tarot. It says that there's fertility and prosperity available. You can see the Venus symbolism indicating Venus is about love and beauty, but it's also about luxury and wealth. And so when you put these together, this can mean like through discipline, through structure, through routine, you are achieving a big windfall, or you are creating something that's extremely abundant for you in your life. And you could even say that this is power couples. You could even say that this is mother-father archetypes, anything like that. But I am getting a strong family energy here. I don't normally pick it up in these career readings, but it is coming through. You do have the 5 of Wands and the 6 of Swords. 5 of Wands is a struggle or a conflict, okay? And I feel like you've had to make a big decision around that energy here with the conflict. Something has definitely happened here in the past, and I would be careful about this coming back in. It's almost like I do wonder if someone learned the lesson. I don't even know if it's you. I feel like it may be someone else here that maybe didn't really hear you. They may have listened, but they didn't hear you. You also here have this 6 of Swords, which represents kind of moving on to calmer shores. You may decide that some battles are not worth fighting here, and you may just decide to go in a new direction, transition to a new place. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, you have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, very nice, and the 7 of Cups. So it's almost like some of you have made a decision here with the Lovers, or you've had to. Actually, I feel like you have made this decision because you have the 10 of Swords as well, indicating finality. But it's also, there's this confusion here coming up in the future. 7 of Cups can represent confusion, by the confusion because of the amount of choices and options that you have at hand. And it can say that perhaps your energy is spread a little bit too thin. It's almost like this decision you've made is coming back in for review in some ways. It's almost like it's not over. in whatever way that may appear. Now you do have these two aces, which are incredibly positive. Anytime you get two aces in a tarot reading, it's always a big yes, it's a big win, but especially next to each other, right? Ace of Wands is about like getting fired up, physically starting something, starting a business, being inspired. And the Ace of Swords is about victory, success, the clouds clearing, triumph, new beginnings for both of these cards. And so that's a really nice sign here. And I do see, especially with the Six of Swords, you transitioning into a new beginning. Let's see what else we have. Okay, we have the Three of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. So now we have this 3-3 energy here. Definitely other people involved. Threes represent Trinity or other people, groups, group situations, things along those lines, things of that nature. And, what's going on here is there's a separation. There's an undeniable separation between you and another person. This might be a family member for some people. Here with the Lovers, the Ten of Swords, the Three of Swords, but with the Ten of Cups at the base of the pyramid here, really helping to lay out the context. The thing is, you also have the Ace of Swords here in the same sort of column, indicating that whatever decision you make will ultimately be the right decision for you as it's coming up as a victory. The Three of Pentacles is a reward and recognition for a quality job well done, but it's also about teamwork, teammate situations, your team environment, and your colleagues. And so again, there's this sort of blending energy of colleagues, family, something like that going on. Not for everybody, but if it's not family, it's definitely colleague separation here for some of you. Okay, and yes, you have the Hierophant. So, Hierophant ending the top of the pyramid here, closing out the pyramid. The Hierophant's about the place that you work, the organization that you're a part of, but also a traditional structure like marriage, or even somebody who has traditional ideals, like maybe parental energy, like maybe your parents are old school or traditional or something like that. And the thing is, you have this Sun on the bottom. So the Sun is the best card to get in the tarot. It's a card of truth as well, in that whatever is not truthful or untruthful is being brought out into the open. The Sun is exposing the truth of a situation. And so at the end of the day, what I see here is you being right about something, okay? In this case, it is about being right or wrong. Sometimes it is. And I know that's a little egoic of me to say, but I feel like in this case, you are going to prove to be right about something, and that will carry you into a nice big future here. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate you. Have a great day. I will see you in the next reading.